Ha! Fooled you. We're
Hey everybody, this is Don with the vlog of many things. Yeah, was it jumpy for everybody tonight?
I don't know.
I didn't see anything.
No, I'm fine.
I was doing my Spider-Man routine.
My connection.
Sorry.
Yeah, it could be your connection because you did freeze earlier.
Yeah, well, this is to strengthen your grip.
Well, hey everybody, welcome to the vlog of many things. By the way, we're live.
Yeah, well, what do you do that for? Why not? Come on, man.
Shellback Bo, Death Angel, how you guys all doing?
Gentlemen.
Oh, this morning, where are you from, Shellback Bo? It's 8 o'clock at night.
Must
Probably
be
Australia.
Other side of the pond.
Yeah, could be Australia. Yeah. Well, if he's on the other side of the pond. It's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's 1 o'clock in the morning there.
It's a little late, but I know later David will show up.
Well, he has to because he's going to be in the Discord in an hour. So yeah, he'll show up and he'll be able to view us.
See, this is why they keep inviting me, because you bug out an hour and I got to make up. I got to carry. I got to take up your slack.
You know what? We stand on the shoulders of giants, Glenn.
I think you're right, Death Angel.
You're right.
I think
I gotta clean my shoes.
Shellback is out in Hong Kong.
Is it Hong Kong? Because it could be Hong Kong. If it's morning there, it's 8 o'clock in the morning in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably 8 o'clock. The same thing in Hong Kong in the morning, maybe 7 a.m.
I don't know. International time sucks.
Welcome to the vlog of many things where you learn all about international time. Tonight's show is going to be all about centimeters and
having liquor.
Tell us how full of it we are. So
yeah,
you're having a rock star.
Mm-hmm.
This is just tea, Eric.
Oh, well,
I will now open my Faygo Rock and Rye.
All right, good stuff from Michigan. Scott, how you doing, my friend? Foogly, ex Mike in Crawford, Tex.
Oh, that's good.
Is it cold? Is it cold?
Very.
All right, that's how you drink Faygo. Tonight, lots to talk about. We're going to be talking a little bit tonight about vlogger responsibility when you have a large following, 500,000 followers, 1 million followers, and why deceiving your followers for the sake of views and purposely lying to your followers is not a really cool thing to do.
People do. Oh yeah, people do
yeah,
that.
Receipts
purposely lying.
We brought the receipts, so.
Receipts! Oh my God, they bought receipts. By the way,
I want my chips so bad, but I know I'll irritate everybody on the show.
Like Walmart, you don't need your receipts.
My heart thanks you, my ears thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Shellback is in Yokosuka, which is an hour south.
Oh, cool! Welcome to the show. We have kind of an international audience here tonight.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Well, Shellback, thank you for taking your time out of your morning to hang out with us. We appreciate it. So, all right. Oh boy. What else? We're going to talk about the legalities of releasing information and why too many people make a mistake. And I'm going to give my little story regarding Ernie's widow. What shall we cover first?
Tell us the story, Don. Tell us the story.
Oh, shut up.
Just pick a random person to throw them under the bus.
Yeah, why not?
There you go.
All right. As everybody knows, social media, people love to share things. They like to share, PMs that they had with another individual. Thaitis, how you doing? They like to share the tea, as they say, on people that they do not like. But there comes a time that if you do that, you put yourself up to extreme legal liability.
Oh, yeah.
And that happened to me this past week. I didn't share it, but in the interest of being open and honest, like we were on the show, is I had Ernie Gygax's widow Donna reach out to me, and she asked me for some specific video communications that I was present in the new TSR Discord server, along with 3 or 4 other individuals, and I declined because after talking to my attorney let me know that the federal courts approximately 4 months ago passed a new, and what that new law is that if you, even though you may be not in a two-party state, even if you may be in an open party state, if you are in a business meeting and you do not have explicit permission from the business owner to release that video, and you do, you are in violation of federal civil law and you can be sued, and chances are you will lose. Now, not audio, it's only video.
That's weird.
That's weird, yes.
Well, it's probably because video is the actual instance that came up that set the precedent that we're looking at now. Now, and by the way, I'm going to throw this out there because since we're spilling tea, there is on my channel, if you go back, Scott Griffin had a phone conversation with Ernie back when Ernie was still with us, where Ernie offered Scott shares of the Dungeon Hobby Shop Museum. Because Scott was asking, why did you screw me out of the museum? It was a plan that we had together. And Ernie went to a person that could actually make the purchase. And so Ernie was offering shares, his shares, or I think Duck's shares, or whatever it was.
It was somebody's that
right.
was like,
he was offering shares of the museum to Scott. That video is still up. I couldn't. It's probably like what, 2 years old at this point, whatever it is.
Yeah, it was well before Ernie passed away.
Yeah. So if that is something that could help somebody, feel free to dig through my videos and find it. But that's Ernie's words. Okay, Ernie made that assertion that he had shares in the museum. I never heard it from any other source but Ernie.
Fugly, you're still liable. You may not transmit and or display the way the law reads, according to my attorney. And from what I understand of all of this is it came out of a case out of California where a whistleblower was releasing basically privileged community, because whenever you're in a company meeting, if me, Steve, Glenn, and Eric are on a video call, or not video call, an audio call, and we're just talking about stuff in general, and one of us starts, there's no expectation of secrecy because we're not talking business. But if we're in Wizard Tower Games video meeting and we're talking about the company and shares, financials, that is restricted, privileged information that unless you have written permission from the owner of the company. And what this individual evidently did, from what I was told, was he was out of California and he was part of the company was getting ready to perform an IPO. And he, in this meeting, heard some stuff that could really hurt them, and they fired him prior to the IPO. And he released it to the media, and their IPO basically did not happen.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Now, interesting point. Death Angel Shadow says, that said, if a court subpoenaed the video, you'd have to comply. No, you would not have to comply necessarily. And this is the reason why. Is because, as an example, the video that I was asked for Okay. Although I complied with a Wizards of the Coast subpoena to provide it to Wizards of the Coast, since then, the 5-year statute limitations has suspended where anything involving that incident with that company is no longer applicable. So if I destroy my copies and I no longer have my copies, there's nothing to provide under subpoena. So it's kind of a weird thing, but it's been upheld in the California Appeals Court. It's been upheld in the Federal Court of Appeals. It has not went to SCOTUS. But I have a feeling if it went to SCOTUS, it would be upheld because it's extremely pro-business.
Yeah.
And right now we have a SCOTUS that's heavily big business. So
Yeah, it's
yes, the business is an entity. As an example, Wizard Tower Games is an LLC. So as an example, if I ever filed bankruptcy, I don't have to file bankruptcy for Wizard Tower Games, and any money that's in the Wizard Tower Games bank account is untouchable by the bankruptcy court. Because even by bankruptcy code, an LLC is a separate individual / entity. It's considered in Michigan. It's weirdly different. So, and as we all know, new TSR was an LLC.
Right.
So I had to decline. Didn't make her happy, but I had to decline.
You see, when you don't make a lady happy, there's prices to pay. They get angry.
Well, but that's the whole thing here. I mean, I think what goes on here is, people need to start paying attention and being careful what they release online. Because right now in the Court of Appeals, according to my attorney, there's actually 2 or 3 cases that are going through now where they're trying to make it where they're trying to rein in social media because too many people are showing Discord chats. Too many people are showing personal messages via Facebook. And there's an expectation, like as an example, if I'm talking to Eric about something and I'm bleeding my heart about the breakup of me and my girlfriend. Honey, you're watching this. I don't got a girlfriend. Don't worry, Tina.
I was about to say, man, this is getting
Making
spicy. Spicy.
But the thing is I have an expectation by talking to Eric that Eric is going to respect my privacy. So Eric gets mad at me one day and Eric goes, I'm going to get down, and he sends it to my wife. Or he posts it publicly, let's just say. Who's in, is that really right to do? And plus a lot of people use Facebook Messenger for business. I mean, they discuss business in Facebook Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
So Shellback says, so because new TSR is LLC, you didn't join the Discord channel? No, what happened was at the time back in 2021, I worked with new TSR. Back when they first opened up, I did not know about the issues. And I think they wanted me for my game production capability and my design capability because I did a lot of it. And to make a long story short, they were big on video meetings on Discord. I mean, 2 to 3 video meetings per week. No joke. And when I found out in early January what was going on, I left the company. Let's just put it that way. And if you want any background, just go to the Star Frontiers New Genesis Facebook page, Shellback Bow, and go look at the imagery there.
Oh, yeah, that group? Oh, yeah.
So, thanks, Thaiatus. Thaiatus is stern shit. As long as my wife don't get a pink baseball bat, I'm happy. Hey, her ex-husband learned the hard way.
It happens.
Yep. But if the LLC has a girlfriend, then she can't be touched. Foogly, only you. So that's actually pretty interesting things that are coming down. I didn't even know those laws were being. I didn't even know of this case, but I'm glad I do now. So, So, anything interesting happening in the world, gentlemen, of gaming?
The world of gaming. Let's see.
Well, they got a new Command and Conquer that just came out. It looks absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, they put another edition of Command and Conquer. I'm surprised they did that. They still got that IP up and running.
Yeah, they're still releasing them every 3 or 4 years.
As long as people make money, they're going to keep it going.
Oh yeah, my system doesn't have the horsepower to run it, but I saw the demo play of it, and I was like, oh, that looks absolutely outstanding.
Now, on to our next one then. Everybody here has heard of the YouTube channel called D&D Shorts.
It's a little short thing, right?
Yep, 540 some odd thousand. Yeah, exactly. My wife, she won't color her hair red.
I've heard of it now.
I'll tell you that story later, Eric and Steve. Ooh. She's never had to dye her hair red for me. I'm a good boy. D&D Shorts, 543,000 subs. Now, how many here have heard of Jenny D?
The one with the crazy hair, and there's the video.
Blue hair?
That was Bad Mike.
Yeah, where's Bad Mike? Jenny D.
You mentioned Jenny D. Bad Mike will be in here. Bad Mike is coming up.
Jenny is full of shit. What?
Okay. A few days ago, D&D Shorts did kind of a fun interview with Jenny D. And the premise of the video was he would ask her a question, sort of like, what's that show called where they get the 4 answers?
Oh, do you want to be a millionaire?
Yeah. And, he would ask her a question and she would answer it, and everybody would clap and have a big ha-ha and all that. Now, for those of you who have played D&D since the early days, do you remember back when per first edition rules you had beauty was one of your ability scores?
Yeah.
Anyone?
No. Listen, I remember the
In
argument.
first edition, there was some kind of no.
There was.
It came with an Earth Arcana.
No,
the only argument we ever had about female characters was exceptional strength. Like they were capped at 50. My sister rolled like an 88, and my younger sister was ready to beat the shit out of me for telling her she couldn't have 1888 strength. It's the only time anything gender-wise came up in that game.
Now,
am I gonna have to go grab my copy of Ready Ref Sheets for this?
No, now come on now. Hold on. There was indeed a beauty score in D&D. However, it was from Dragon Magazine number 3, and it was one of the published optional rules if you wanted to use it and such. But let's listen to this video and see what they say about this. So, sorry guys, this is a little bit low. You may have to turn your speakers up. I apologize.
In 1E, women do not have charisma scores. Instead, they have a beauty score, which determines the outcome of all social encounters.
Yeah, so I know about this one. I know this is real, unless you're trying to trick me by like, oh, it's in 1E. You said it was 1E, but it's in AD&D or something. But I do know about this one. I know about this one, and I read up on it because it's wild to me. First of all, because it basically reduces a woman's charisma to her looks. There's no way a woman could be charismatic in any other way. But also, it implies that men can't be beautiful, which is so sad.
Yeah, it is true. You're right. This is true. So all women's charisma-based abilities are dictated by their beauty score specifically. But yeah, as a flip side, it also means that men can't be hot, which we know is not true.
Absolutely not.
So.
Okay. First off, I want to punch him in his smug little face, and that affected British accent, which I'd like to take his hat. But here's the thing. It was in Dragon Magazine, and if you gamed back in the day, what was the first thing you learned about articles in Dragon Magazine? What's the first thing that they told you?
Excuse me. Optional. Excuse me.
Not even optional. These aren't official rules.
That's right.
Right? The only official rules you ever found in Dragon Magazine were articles by Gary Gygax. I believe this was like Len LaKafka or something like that. that wrote this article. And if you're calling it official, you are a C word. And I'm using that in the British terminology. And I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get
pretend you're Australian.
Or Australian. Because you are lying to your audience. Not only that,
well,
if you don't know, White Box is not first edition according to...
Well, keep in mind, the key thing that she said, she corrected and said, this is not 1E, it's AD&D.
Yeah, oh my God.
She's doubly wrong.
Yeah. Hey, excuse me. I don't want to step in that shit. Can I step in this shit instead? How about that? You want to get spotted by shit? Yeah. Oh.
But see, the thing is this. What I really find that's interesting. This is the beautiful part about this video. She says something to me very key also. Besides the fact that her and this guy obviously have no clue about AD&D or 1E D&D or what they're talking about when it comes to this.
Or any D&D prior to 5E.
Yep. But she says what bothers her is the fact that this basically hones a woman down to the only way that she can be appealing or charismatic is via her looks. Okay, so Ginny's jumping on the you're gender shaming me and labeling me and all that. However, then they go on and Ginny D says this. Now, it's very important in the very beginning. Make sure that you listen to what she talks about us guys who play OSR D&D, but watch the entire clip. It's a little bit shorter than this.
Okay, well, this kind of relates to the next one, actually. So, witches, spellcasting women of a sufficient level are called witches.
Got it.
Witches with a beauty score of 5 or below who successfully seduce a man will, instead of actually seducing him, scare him to death. True or false?
Oh my God, I hope.
Oh, stop. Wait a minute here. I thought making a woman that basically can get what she wants via her looks is a bad thing, but she now hopes it's true.
No, she's actually hoping that ugly women can kill by their looks.
Okay.
5 or less means, I guess, ugly as sin.
Sin, yeah.
And you made your seduction roll. That really means that you killed this person.
But she clarifies. This is the beautiful part about it.
Can we bring that back?
I agree. This is true, and this is the best.
True?
This is my favorite one. Yeah. It's like if your Riz game is aggressive enough, men will kill themselves when you try to talk to them.
I was just say this like takes the misogyny and wraps it all the way back around almost into like a power fantasy where you're like, you can literally make men kill themselves with the way that you look and act.
Okay,
So basically, it's cool to kill male characters with the way you look.
Yeah.
But it's not cool to seduce male characters with the way you look.
Right. You should be able to seduce them even if you have an ugly character. But if you have an ugly character, you get to kill them instead. But that's awesome. You know, oh my God.
That hurts.
But by the way, folks, just so you know, the reason why this video even exists is because they both have Wiley Knight as their representative.
Oh, real quick.
I did.
Earlier in chat, I think it was Foogly, yes, said this. I tried to contact Ginny D for Mike, got headed off by her management company.
Wiley Knight.
Yep.
Listen, videos like this, schlock like this, intersectional schlock, happens because one talent agency rules them all. I don't know if you can hear the car alarm in my background. That's me. Not my car, because I don't have an alarm on mine. But that's what you get when you have a talent agency managing people. We don't care if this schlock is accurate. No. Is it going to get views? That's all we care about, because views mean money.
But the thing is,
money means money for the talent agency.
But the problem that I have with all of this is, and maybe I'm just old fashioned.
Yeah.
And that is, when you have a show like this, or you, Eric, you've got a show with what, almost 8,000 subs now?
Inching up there.
You're damn close to 8,000.
Yeah.
You know, you purport to give information to the gaming community that's accurate. And, you know, you use the term schlock. I think that's a really good term for what this guy's doing with her, is they are purposely deceiving younger gamers by misrepresenting early D&D. And she even jumps up in her chair, as you saw, excitedly, because I researched this, she said.
She didn't research shit.
Yeah, no, you didn't. You know, and the thing is, in all fairness, I did reach out to her. And tell her that I was going to be talking on a video tonight, and I was going to be talking about this, and I reached out to him. I have yet to receive a comment because...
Oh, you're not going to, because... And listen,
people.
Their advice, I'm sure they're given, is, if somebody's going to do anything negative about you, just ignore it. Don't give it any wings. Mm-hmm. Don't give it wings, because if you give it wings... well, then it's no longer feminine protection. No, if you give it wings,
Red Bull,
it becomes credible. We don't want no. But don't worry, because again, I told you, Don, I wanted to do a video on this, and I was trying to figure out an angle, but I'm pretty sure I can find a good angle to give this some wings.
Oh yeah. The thing that bugs me is I ended up watching the entire video out of fairness, so I didn't mind sure I don't take anything out of context, and they just go on, and they go on with more misinformation, and I get it. You know, there's historical facts here. You know, when I was a teenager, I could, and I may use language that offends people. If I offend the, oh well, we talk like adults here. But the thing is, when I was in high school, if a teacher heard me call a friend of mine a retard, as an example, I might get told, "Oh, be quiet." My friend would laugh about it. If I said it in front of my mom probably wouldn't have said nothing. These days, you can't use that terminology. Why? Right. Because societies evolve and they change. Things that people do today that they defend as being normal and okay, 30, 40 years from now are not going to be okay. And that's just a fact of the way society works. And this type of stuff just annoys the ever-living shit out of me. Because not only is she totally misrepresenting it, he's doing it also and feeding into it. So I think that's shitty. I do.
It's a classic example of presentism. Mm-hmm. Where you judge the past by your own.
Well, I mean, the thing is, my mom and dad both grew up smoking. Okay. Right. So I remember being stuck in a car with my mom and dad, in the back seat with no seat belts. My mom and dad sucking on Winstons. Mm-hmm. And my mom in the back of the station wagon even. Mm-hmm. I mean, good Lord, today you would never do something like that.
Yeah, my dad was a chain smoker. He did the same thing to us.
Yeah, my mom was the type that she would light another cigarette and have a cigarette in the ashtray burning. Mm-hmm.
What a waste of money. Well, it's a waste of money to buy them anyway. So.
I remember my mom allowing me to. I quit when I was 21, but I started smoking when I was 16 with my mom's permission. And I remember walking through the high school with a pack of Marlboros in my front. No, Cools. I smoked Cools at the time. And my principal walked by. He stops me, he snatches my cigarettes out of my pocket and says, "What are these?" And I said, "My mom lets me smoke," brought me to the office, called my mom up. My mom came to the school, and this asshole thought he was going to lecture my mom.
Oh.
Oops. Well, my dad happened to be home at that time. And my dad walked in that office because he's berating my mom. And my mom met my dad in the Army. My mom was a WAC, Women's Army Corps.
Okay.
My mom was an NCO. My mom was a tough broad. And I remember her telling that guy right there, I'll give my son a cigarette right now and let him fire it up in your office. And it did not go well at all.
No.
You know, but the thing is, a parent would never allow their 16-year-old to smoke today.
That's right.
They'd call the police.
That's right.
So different times, different things happen. And I turned out normal.
A lot of people don't get that.
Yeah.
You know?
And they don't.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a film buff, and I see people do that all the time. Oh, what are you watching that for? That misrepresents this or that. And I said, yeah, in 1940 it happened. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I've watched movies before where you put the movie in and there'll be this gigantic flash across thing. Warning.
Oh yeah.
This movie contains views and opinions that are no longer socially acceptable. Blah, blah, blah. It's like
I love animation. So I have the Disney and the Warner Brothers collections, and every time you start that disc up, you're going to get that warning. And sometimes, if they're bad enough, I see the Disney ones where I'm trying to watch a black and white Mickey Mouse cartoon, and all of a sudden, boom, there's Leonard Maltin telling me, now don't, this is the way it was,
Well, I got a question for my wife in chat. She's in her sewing room right now. Tina, what was it Bambi that you could no longer have in your Young Fives classroom? What were the kids' books that you were banned from having in the Young Fives classroom? Because it supposedly would upset children. She'll answer here in a minute.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, well, while we're waiting for her to answer, I think a lot of this stuff that, it was socially acceptable back then, but it isn't now. It's just a lot of people that are they're looking for an excuse to be angry about something. The stuff doesn't hurt anything. I mean, look at, like you were saying, you rode in the back of the car with no seatbelt. Like when my mom and I went up to the UP, when I was a kid, she'd just throw a mattress in the back of the Ford pickup truck, and that's how we went up to the UP, and that's how we came back.
Yeah.
And there was absolutely no problem with it. Nobody complained or anything. But then you get you start getting all these hypersensitive people that, oh, how dare you think for yourself? You need to think like we do, and we think that you shouldn't have this. It's like, go pound sand.
Yeah, I ran a gangbusters game where one of the characters was a moonshiner who brought booze into Rock Junction for the gangsters.
Classic 20s gangster.
Yeah, they were in a car chase where the bad guys were driving, and he was driving the pickup truck and had like 3 people in the back And one of the players was, wait a minute, you can't do it. Yeah, you can in 1920.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can't put somebody in the back of a pickup truck like that. Yes, you can.
Yeah, you can. Well, they do it to us all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so funny watching that. Freaking out.
Heck, I remember, in school you see 2 kids get in a fist fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember a famous one. My brother got in a fight with a guy, and they broke the fight up after school. Well, the guy ended up like the next day coming over to our house for dinner because him and my brother became friends. But 2 kids high schoolers getting a fight these days are getting in handcuffs and are being taken away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everybody's too oversensitive.
Well, but also it's just more, I think, of what people don't get is, you may not agree with the way things were back in 1975 or 1985 even.
But the thing that I take away from this video is, if you're gonna come down like that on stuff that happened in the past, at least get your facts right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's the thing about the video. That's kind of where I want to talk about this was you make a good point, and that is the overall is I believe that when you have especially when you have a charge, you have an obligation to provide information that is at least baseline true.
Yeah. It's got to be vetted. It's got to be fact checked before you should say you do.
Well, I think that's the whole point. I think they know. I think this was deliberate. Like Ginny said, I researched this. She actually was jumping in her seat. She was happy that it was brought up. So basically, that tells me, I'm sure the questions were pre-formatted. They knew.
Well, not only that, it tells me that she was handed her research.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't go and say, "Hey, we're going to ask you questions on 1E," because they had, she would have been like, I don't see this in here. No, no.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody probably went to the Internet Archives, downloaded issue 3 of Dragon, printed out that article, sent it to her with the caption, "This was officially published by TSR, and it's officially for the first edition of D&D."
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was her research. She did not. No offense to Ginny, okay, because I know some women who really are true gamers and have more knowledge of the history of gaming than I do, but Ginny is not one of them. All right, she does fine musical videos. They're cute. The monster thing, whatever, was like all right, but other than that,
yeah. X Mike says all of this woke stuff has been intentionally deployed to divide people who normally sympathize with each other. In this case, it's about generating clicks and engagement, which leads to revenue.
no, it's not chicks. You're right about that part.
Yeah.
Right about
My wife says, yes, Bambi. It was because of the violence against lovable animals, plus Bambi lost his mom, and that was a big no-no. It went on and made a Bambi syndrome because of abandonment.
Yep. I hope I get her at my table someday. Oh man, I'd have that issue of Dragon printed out with that table. I'd also have my ready ref sheets over here so we can pick hookers.
Me and my wife were talking about that earlier about AD&D, prostitution.
Yeah, rolling hookers.
Sexually transmitted diseases. I'd have fun in her D&D game. Could I DM? I'll volunteer. I'll even play 5e with you, okay? All right?
We need this one table. You need this table.
I'll interject a few rules. Trust me. It's okay. It's okay, Jenny. All right?
You got to have one of these games where you can like throw anything in there and it'll work.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, it fits in the game.
Yeah. You know what? If that video had a disclaimer, like what's following is a what if. What if every article in Dragon Magazine was official? Not, this was official. And they make it seem like it was included in the rule book.
That's my point here, is she purposely does that. Because she was even given the out by him via the question. And she double clarified.
She doubled down, yeah.
Yeah, that, I just thought, you were going to say this was like 1E D&D. No, it's AD&D. I did my research. Well, not really. You guys
are going to hate me for saying this, but I've been thinking about it, and who gives a flying fuck about this video? It's just that much. Even in our hobby, it's like that much.
But to me, what bothers me about it is the amount of people that they have subbed to their channels. They have reach, Glenn.
Yes. Well, yeah. And this video got a lot of views.
Yeah, and the thing is they are pumping younger gamers with untrue information that causes some of this tribalism in gaming. This old man standing on his front porch yelling at the kids on the sidewalk while the kids on the sidewalk are throwing eggs. And the kids are throwing eggs because they're getting fed this type of garbage.
Yeah. Good point. Yes. Okay. I just don't want martyrs.
Oh no, they're not going nowhere. If anything, their reach is steadily growing. Fugly says teaching history gets annoying when students keep trying to apply modern mindsets to historical facts. I would preempt the question with the simple mantra of "people are weird." I'm sure Bambi made some great moccasins and jerky for somebody. Oh man, that's actually pretty funny. I like that one. Dear jerky.
Dear jerky.
The incels have reached maybe not more than 5% of the market, but the seeds they plant, as Don says, is the issue. That's just it. I mean, but Eric made a good point. They're never gonna talk to anybody who disagrees with them.
That's right.
So, but any rate.
But by the way, I'm going to tell you why they thought this was going to be a hit. Okay, so I'm looking at the D&D Shorts channel, and most of his videos get, I don't know, 32,000 views, 154,000. But the one that breaks the mold was when he covered kinks and cantrips for Dungeons and Dragons 5e, and he got nearly 600,000 views. And they figured, we need to go back and we need to catch that algorithm of D&D and sex. And that's what they did. They had to go back to the third issue of Dragon magazine, and they had to lie to their audience to do it. Yeah, my rant is over.
Phil Fogley tried years ago and it didn't work.
I am going to help Steve out here. Steve has a YouTube channel where he basically talks. Steve, you explain your YouTube channel. I'm not going to explain your YouTube channel for you.
Yeah, it's it's my author channel. I have information, like lessons on being an author, and I also share short stories. I share audiobooks from my various novels and stuff. And right now I'm doing a series based off of Magefall. The actual book series itself failed, but there were enough good stories in that I pulled those out, and I've started putting them as videos on YouTube, and they're all based around gaming, MMO gaming, and stuff like that. And there's some of them that are fun, exciting, adventurous. There's a lot of them that are just hilarious. They're humorous. They're meant to just have fun, kind of poke fun at gaming, and let the listeners have a little bit of adventure while they're at it. Like my latest one is called Cat Quest, where a newbie gamer comes into a game about it's an RPG, but it's everybody in it is a cat. And when he first comes in there, in order to get a membership in the guild, he has to start out by leveling up as a messenger. And he goes around trying to do all these message deliveries, and it's just one wrong thing after another, or one weird thing after another happens, and he finally gets back to the guild headquarters looking like he got dragged through a mud puddle. And it's basically it's gaming, but from a cat's perspective. And that,
Steve, how many books do you have published now? 20 some odd?
26, 27, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I should listen to this guy here.
Death Angel says he's afraid to ask what the hell banana ketchup is. I'm actually kind of with him on that.
Yeah.
No, Steve is a prolific writer, a lot of sci-fi.
Sci-fi, fantasy, gaming, stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, but your big forte is sci-fi with Earthfleet, and you've got what's that?
Maybe I should have sent him my manuscript.
Hey?
Do you have tourists who won't be around the phone?
Yeah, Steve's internet's working today.
Yeah, it's working real good.
Yeah, Steve is in the issue.
Chances are the gamers that listen to people like Ginny D are tourists who won't be around in a few years. It's been happening in every subculture. Yeah, you know what? But really, she has in all fairness, Ginny D is a 5e player.
Yeah, figured.
So, she's been vocal against 1e. Would you call it, not frequently, but she's definitely not a 1e fan, Eric. Would you classify that?
She's anti-OSR, you're saying?
Yeah, because we're a bunch of misogynistic pigs.
Woohoo!
The double deuce.
When it comes to her, yes, I am, because she's a poser. All right. Don't tell me you did your research when you didn't do your research. Why?
I mean, I've seen some good videos from her about, not 5e, just general stuff, but that's about it.
Yeah, the one that have like the production going on, and they dance and they do music, and it's like, all right, that's she's D&D hot. And if you don't know what D&D hot it is, it's like cop hot. All right, we all go, oh, well, she's in uniform. That adds like 2 points on a score of 1 to 10. That's what Ginny gets. She gets 2 points for being gamer hot.
Now, isn't she a?
It hurts me to know.
She's hugely cosplay.
Yeah. It hurts me to know that she's anti-OSR, though. Well, see, I don't mind people who, like, you play 5e, fine. You play this over here, I'm fine. But if you're actively hating us.
Well, even if she's actively spreading misinformation, that's the part that bothers me.
Well, that bothers me, too. I don't know. I'm just too sensitive, I guess.
Oh, Glenn, hush.
Yeah, all you crazy old people in your old games.
Should have worn my other shirt about Thaco.
Kind of like 6 months in deployment hot.
Exactly. Shellback.
Amen, Shellback Bo.
Oh, man. I also got to take my age into consideration. Our age into consideration, too.
I don't know. Who's the youngest? I think Steve's the youngest. I'm 57.
I'm 53.
58.
68.
Yeah,
Glenn, you're the geezer of us all. Glenn, you don't look a day over 64.
Well, thank you. I got really perfect.
Foogly, she said she did her research, so it's misinformation.
That's right.
Yeah.
I got really good teeth too. See?
That's more than I wanted to see, dude. I loved you dearly, but not that dearly.
All I can say is you asked for it.
No, I didn't. I can swear to God, I never asked for that.
Well, don't get too carried away, or we might have to tell you to get off our lawn.
Oh no, that's my
lawn.
Yep, I knew it would come to that sooner or later. Yep. Look, and inside every old guy is a young guy saying, "What the hell happened?"
Exactly. Yeah, it's like, where'd the last 53 years go?
Navajos.
Right.
I have to admit, I have never met and or engaged Ginny D at anything. So I've never even seen her from the distance at a convention. So I can't tell how she is in person or whatnot. So I don't know. Anyone meet Ginny D publicly here? Want to comment? Love to hear from you. Only if you really met her. We were such misogynists, we'd have been knocking each over and then have a girl. You know what? That's the thing. Like I was telling my wife earlier, I have at my peak before my daughters grew up and moved out, I have a wife, 4 daughters, and 2 of my 3 cats are female. I got so much estrogen flowing through my damn house. I mean, I'm surprised I have hair on my chest. And the thing is, I am by far no way misogynistic, and to be labeled as that by a group of people because I play a game is shitty.
Yeah.
I don't do this anymore, but I used to describe myself as a recovering misogynist. But I don't even say that anymore. I can't.
Well, I mean, the thing is, there's a lot of them versus us in this game, in this hobby, sadly. And it's just not needed because, it's like going to like game conventions. You see young kids sitting at a table playing with older people. It's not like the older people are going, "Oh, you're not allowed here because you're not." No, it's like everybody, come on, sit down, and play.
Yeah, I mean, us versus them in the hobby, and that's not exclusive to this hobby. Mm-hmm. Every hobby goes through this.
Well, I'll say it this way: there's a lot of times I will find the tables with the older people because they've seen things on the game that I might not have seen, or they've played it in ways that I might not have played, and I want to find out, how did you play this character? What did you do in this situation? Because I learned from that. I find that actually to be fun because it's something different than what I've already done before.
And what they don't realize is what Gary Gygax was attempting to do a lot of times with D&D. He was trying to insert historical fact That's why there were prostitutes in D&D, or prostitution in D&D.
Mm-hmm.
There was STD, venereal disease, syphilis. There were things like that because it's historical fact. In fact, I'm sorry if the idea of prostitution bothers you as a player, but in my town alone, prostitution is it's a major problem.
No,
it's a reality. It happened in medieval times.
Yeah, and it's even it's even heavily into just regular fantasy fiction. You're going to see that all over the place. So him including that actually is very smart, because you're telling it accurately how it would be if you were actually in that world. Because that world's not going to be all sanitized and crisp and no problems or anything like that. I mean, come on, you got orcs running around stealing women for what, and
or taking siestas.
But the thing is, that's the whole point. It's again, if you don't want it in your game, don't have it in your game. I respect that.
That's right.
If that's what your players like, if they like a more, for lack of a better word, a more watered down version of the game,
sanitized, yeah,
go for it. But I don't. In my game, people die. Bad things happen. There's bad people in my game.
Mm-hmm.
I have conflict, and where do you think you're going to get it?
Yeah. We're talking about Dragon 3, John Miller philosophy. Yeah, exactly. Between 30 and 60. It's because they play the game and they enjoy the game. Yes, the world's oldest profession. Exactly it. I mean, sorry. Just like people who...
The world's oldest profession. No, wait a minute.
Yeah. I mistook... You meant in D&D, I pictured ladies working in Gen Con corners. Oh. I've heard a few stories.
Unfortunately, so have I.
There's a reality, and that is D&D is supposed to be based on, fantasy, but even fantasy is filled with violence and bad things, even modern fantasy.
Mm-hmm. That's life,
Yep. Bad things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. My youngest wanted to go jogging at 5:30 in the morning, and I was like, no, you're not. Why? I know what she's doing. She's a tennis player. She wants to get healthy, stay healthy, but not at 5:30 in the morning when it's dark and down the running path. And no.
Yeah, that's a good way to come up missing.
Well, because bad things happen. There's bad people out there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it is what it is. But yes, exactly. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. But we're almost at 9:00. I think we've kind of burned out the subject here for tonight. Eric's got to be leaving here in a few minutes anyways. He's going to be going to his Discord, to the Speakeasy.
The Speakeasy.
Oh, geez, you call it a speakeasy. Didn't they do bad things behind those door slots back in the 1920s, Eric?
Don't you do bad things in your own bedroom?
That's
a good answer.
I don't actually classify them as bad. I think they're pretty damn good, actually. You asked.
Mike, by the way, don't ask, don't tell, don't give up your characters, okay? Don't worry, that's why there's cure disease. I'm just saying.
There's reasons why certain things aren't playing out in a role-playing game.
I think that every house of ill repute should have a paladin assigned to it. They get cure disease on a weekly basis. Come on, just saying.
The temple's right up the road there.
Yeah. But I'm just throwing it out there. Even a first level paladin be like, okay, let me fix that for you.
True. We wouldn't want to have Glenn Varian.
I don't want not yet. All right. That's all, folks.
That's all, folks. we need a Bugs Bunny graphic to go ahead and end this damn show with.
Oh.
All right, guys. Well, I think we're going to cut this off. It has been an hour now. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. Kind of just a loose subject. We were off last week because I was sick. But we'll be back next week with a better subject, something a little bit better, more engaging.
Yeah, I need a return to get my money back on this subject.
Yeah, I know. Maybe we'll talk about food or something. That seems to be a proper.
Oh yeah, we talk about food.
Well, you had the
People
receipt.
love it. I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah. So, but Eric, what's any topics in the speakeasy tonight, or is it just going to be kind of open
it's
mic?
just random shite.
The usual
Random
BS.
shite.
Yeah, the usual random shite.
Yep. A little bit of news for everybody. Mr. Hallstrom, down in the bottom square, will be publishing his book soon.
Yep.
And,
For the
yep. Steve, you got what coming down the pipe book wise?
I haven't decided yet. I've got a couple of them that are currently in progress, but I'll know more like around first of the year which one it's going to be.
Gotcha.
Who's handling your? Is Don? Okay,
Yeah.
Don. Okay, Wizard Tower is publishing. Okay.
Yeah. The only thing I've got right now that still needs to go out the door is just the print version of my Lots book. Other than that, everything else is just kind of in progress, but I haven't gotten far enough to where I can decide which one's
Yeah, he's
going
not
to
done
go.
with his writing yet.
Steve,
Yeah.
Steve, shut up and answer the question that's on everybody's mind. What's Steven's channel called?
Aha. Yeah, it's just author Stephen Lake. Yeah, there you go.
I posted a link down below.
I'm trying to make sure people can find it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Down
and
below.
please, when you get in there and watch or listen to the videos, please comment. I really like to hear what you guys think of those videos.
Yep.
All
right, guys. Thanks for tuning in tonight, everybody. We will see you guys next week. And gentlemen, thank you for coming.
Hi,
in
folks.
tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Bye.
Later.